All right, Ryan's Midlife Crisis Journal, day 19, I think. We sweating bugs a lot today. A little chilly out. I actually have a tip for today for Costco frequenters. This is a pretty good one. So if you, like me, like to have the $1.50 Costco soda and hot dog whenever you finish up your Costco trip, but you, like many people, at least, near where I live, typically don't just, raw dog the hot dog with your hands after shopping in Costco. What you do is you ask for one of those onion cups when you get your hot dog. They'll usually have those. They might not have them out. They'll usually have them behind the counter. They used to have them out a lot. They don't put as many onions in that as they used to, but get the onion cup and you use your onion cup to fill up with ketchup, mustard, relish, whatever your other toppings are that you like in your hot dog. And then instead of, while you're in Costco, taking a hot dog out with your hands and then, putting all the toppings on it and putting your Costco, sample grabbing hands all over your bun that you're about to eat, you can hold on to your toppings until you're, say, in your car and you have, clean your hands with hand sanitizer or something like that. So it's a good way to avoid getting sick from Costco. This might seem silly for someone without kids, but as someone with kids, I can say I definitely will do this. I don't want to, even if I don't get sick, if I get mildly sick or something and hand it off to the kids, it's a big problem. It's a pain. So that's the tip for today. It's a Costco tip. As far as what to talk about today. So today's Father's Day. So just rehash. It's been 1 year since, about 1 year since maybe the worst day of my life, which was last Father's Day, because my 5-year-old was at the time 4-year-old, broke his leg on Father's Day. So I guess today maybe I'll just tell that story. All right, so it's Father's Day, and I'm a NASCAR fan, and one of the things that I got for Father's Day last year was a Ryan Blaney die cast. So I'm rooting for Ryan Blaney, well, we being me and at least my 5-year-old son, my 3-year-old kind of, but so he won the championship in 2023. So Father's Day 2024 is the championship die cast. It's about a 1/24th scale. I was opening this, and my sons can't keep their hands off it. They're just like all over it because, I mean, let's be real, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool car. So my son who's 4 and my son who's 2, I need to, keep them from starting to fight with each other. So I decided to be gracious dad, and after I opened my die cast, I'm like, all right, let me bust out some Hot Wheels cars for you guys. So I got a stash of Hot Wheels to bust out for in the case of, nice surprises. And I got one for each of them. My 4-year-old, it's a blue Camaro. It's pretty cool. And his Little Sluggers, which is like a junior T-ball team, was the blue Camaros. And he's holding this thing after I gave it to him. And he starts walking back to his seat to open it. He's just looking at it. He doesn't see. He steps on a monster truck, like one of those larger monster trucks. And he slips and twists in a weird way. And with his 4-year-old femur, breaks his femur, twist fracture, right femur. Ironically, when I was 2.5, I had a twist fracture in my right femur because I was playing with pillows with shoes on. I was trying to jump from pillows. Well, he broke his leg in a similar way when he was 4, which is ironic. Although we didn't know this at first. So he immediately has a, kind of one of those like silent pain screams and stuff. And then within a few seconds of him, the first words he says are, "I can't walk." So I knew something was not good. I actually remember at one point, so he's like, my wife gets on the floor with him, and he's like in her lap. And I got like an adrenaline rush at one point. Almost got like lightheaded or something. I was like, oh no. But still it's not like I knew he broke his leg or anything. We thought he just like really hurt his knee, because especially with the way he fell, I thought it might have been like, I don't know. I mean, I guess kids don't usually have knee injuries and stuff, but thought something was like that because he said his around his knee hurt. Because I guess, you know, when you break your leg after that hurts, then that doesn't hurt as much anymore. But we spent the next like 4 hours trying to help him out, trying to see what he could do, because we don't know if he broke his leg, and he's 4. He can't really explain that. He doesn't know that shouldn't be, you know, he can't walk with it. And a few times we even had him, like, you know, try to stand or something, and it was different because it's not just he said it hurt, it's all of a sudden it's just like sweating bullets when he did that. One time, so we saw he was sitting on the couch at one point. He was a little bit more content, but his right thigh was getting larger. It was getting harder. And when we were like, we called the pediatrician a few times, and we said, like, you know, he says his knee hurts, which is what he said. So it's possible his knee hurts. It's possible that he was just being really cautious about his knee or something like that. But while we're getting in the car, we decided against going just to urgent care, and we went to the emergency room. And so my wife went with him, and I took the other two to go to like playground and stuff like that. Obviously, this was not on our list for Father's Day of things to do. And yeah, they x-rayed and found it was a twist fracture. At first, then I don't even. Yeah, and it's amazing how much, in retrospect, I think my wife had to say, like, should do should do an x-ray, but like check out his leg, like, because he couldn't really explain it. Keep swatting bugs. The way the day ended, and he's fine, by the way. He's fully healed from that. He was in a cast for 4 weeks and 5 days or 6 days or so. So, he, the way the day ended, so they were originally going to cast him that night, which meant that for 8 hours before that, he couldn't eat. It was scheduled for it was like 9:30. The last minute, someone else comes in, and he gets bumped in the morning for casting. It was a rough thing that got him bumped. It also put things in perspective too, because it was someone who's in like a motorcycle, like a teenager in a motorcycle accident, who needed like neck surgery, or like broken neck. So yeah, I was like, all right, you go ahead. But yeah, so it's like 9:30 or so, and suddenly now couldn't eat for 8 hours. He's starving, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, now you can eat. And you can eat for like, he's got 2 hours or so. So it's like 9:30, and he starts eating, and you see there is a NASCAR race on almost every Sunday. And this particular race, because of rain, was it was Iowa last year, Iowa Speedway. It was supposed to happen during the afternoon, but there was a rain delay, and they resumed at night. So what do me and my son do while he's scarfing down Doritos and whatever we get our hands on at like 9:30 at night? We're watching the NASCAR race, and at a little bit after 10 o'clock, who wins it? Ryan Blaney, with his first win of the year. Maybe it was his second win. Oh no, it was his first win. So it started off with Ryan Blaney diecast and finished off with him winning, which is I thought it was kind of funny. I mean, NASCAR has a way of being, I don't know, very symbolic for me, almost scripted for me. My life, like the first NASCAR race I went to, my favorite driver won. I was a Dale Jarrett fan as a kid, and I went to a race at Dover when I was like 10 years old or so. And this is a race where Jeff Gordon, who I did not like, led 375 of the 400 laps, but he ran out of fuel with like a lap and a half to go, and Dale Jarrett won. That was my first NASCAR race I ever went to. I've only been to 2, so yeah, there are other little stories like that. So NASCAR is a way of being poetic for me. And so that's how this day ended. So I took that as a good sign at least, but that was a nice little way to cap the day off too. He ended up getting casted in the morning, and that was a challenge for him especially, but kids are a bit of a trooper when it comes to things like that. It was a challenge for the whole family for a bit, but he eventually got better, and now we're back to Father's Day. And now going to make up for lost time, because usually what we do on Father's Day is we go meet golfing. We obviously didn't go meet golfing last year. So that's what I have to look forward to today. First, I'm probably going to get a little bit more. Probably going to go back and get another nap in, though, before everyone's up, because I still have a sore throat thing. Or it's like I got one tonsillitis. I don't think I have like throat cancer. But after last month dealing with being sick, but then having like Lyme disease, and then having to take Doxy, which gives side effects of sore throats, and then probably, I think people in the family are sick again today, or this past week. I feel like I've had a sore throat for like 6 weeks. I have an appointment with an ENT on Friday where they'll hopefully not tell me that I have, tonsil cancer or something like that. Hopefully they'll just help get out some tonsil stones, because I've had a few of those, and that might be what's going on. Or just say like, oh yeah, this just sucks, it's going to take a while. Until then, I'm trying to stay hydrated and trying to help my immune system out. So maybe I can cancel the appointment if it gets better. There's day 19 or maybe day 20. I don't remember which day it is at this point in the books. So yeah, hope I'll tell stories like that from time to time.